into your country, so I apologize.
Please come with me, I'm going there.
But I would be interested in understanding what your thinking is on the changing of the infrastructure. So even if we try to get today, from what you've described, basic vaccines, antibiotics, even just basic medicines into these rural areas, outside of the cities, which I accept or some against, how do you see the infrastructure changing so that that can happen?
In terms of physical infrastructure or in terms of distribution?
I think in multiple levels. So certainly the geographic, the roads must come,
sure.
And then the thinking, and then the healthcare providers must come before even the usefulness of the diagnostics can come. And so we hear that this is the market of the future, or that patients have to be addressed, but I'm not seeing how it's going to happen.
You see, because we are in an era of wireless technology, and whatever infrastructure is required, of course you cannot have roadless communication. So you need to definitely build roads. So I'm totally in agreement with you that there is again a huge opportunity for infrastructure, whether it is power stations. We definitely need more energy. And that is what is good thing has happened is Indo-US civil nuclear deal. And I think like we have bypassed the traditional telephone system and jumped into the wireless, and India is a big success story like China is. Similarly, I think the nuclear power station is going to come out much faster than perhaps the conventional one. And that is where I give it about maybe next 5 years. But infrastructure is definitely a matter of concern, and I totally agree with you. But like civil aviation, people were concerned that how can so many airlines come in? How can we have parking space for so many aircrafts? But it has happened. We had one national carrier, Air India. Now we have got so many private airlines. One of the airlines, Jet Airways, which is Indian product, which is one of the best airlines in the world, is purely an Indian product, which was not there till about 92. And we have been able to put things together. See, one of the important things about India and Indians is adaptability. And once the political will is there, rest everything follows. Apparently, a lot of things look chaotic, which it is. But in this chaos, there is a lot of productivity also goes on hand in hand. I mean, the street of India, and I have no hesitation in telling that you could have a Mercedes car, you could have a bullet car, you could have a cow on the road, but everybody is comfortable with each other. The guy in the Mercedes is listening to his music and he's not bothered about the cow. The cow is gazing, the cow is not bothered about the traffic. So, you know, it's absolutely a coexistence. But I'm not sure whether we want to have that kind of chaos. All I'm trying to tell you is, in spite of what appears to be chaotic, things are happening. And it will happen. There is no magic. It's just a matter of time. Only help.
Sorry.
Please.
Oh. Was I? Hello. So I have a question about rural healthcare in general and the way to incentivize doctors to go into rural areas to deliver healthcare, just be there. It's extremely difficult. I know my brother is a doctor, and he thought about it, but it just wasn't going to work. But it's very difficult for people who are educated in AIMS or Maulana Azad. They are just not going to go into villages for healthcare. And how do we correct that?
Well, that's a very good question. What we have done is we have tackled this program on two fronts. One is those who go to the villages, they will get extra points in their graduation studies. And those doctors who are already practicing, when they go, they will get extra money. And that is the part of the program, that is the incentive. And now more and more doctors take it up as a challenge. See, earlier the program was, and the doctors used to rightly say that, okay, we go to the villages, but you do not have equipment, you do not have medicine, I can't diagnose patients, so what am I going to do there? So all these things are now taken care of. I'm not trying to say it's perfect, everything is in place, no. The roadmap is there now, and things are happening. So if you go to any village, you now will definitely have a qualified doctor, and you will definitely have medicine and the minimum equipment which are required to treat a patient. I'm holding on to this keyboard, you know. If the keyboard is open, then the mic is little, far off, and the keyboard is coming out. So I'm sort of doing the jugglery to the keyboard, which you guys have not realized. So it's all right. I'm now used to it. Yeah, please.
Hi, Madam Pell from the Wharton for Healthcare Systems. So in the United States, we've been increasingly hiring Indians through services like Nighthawk to deliver medical care remotely. Has IT been used to remotely deliver care to rural areas within India?
In what sense? I couldn't get the question.
Well, let's say there's like a specialist that the person needs to see in a rural area. Is IT being used to try to connect?
Yeah, that's what I mentioned when I was talking about e-health card, and whether it is medical transcript, or whether using the technology for diagnosing or giving healthcare guidance if somebody is critically sick, and the entire medical record is electronically available. So life becomes much more convenient and easy. A doctor sitting in New York can always guide somebody sitting out there in a small little village near Calcutta. So yes, that is what is going to be the future. But that doesn't mean that that is the only answer. I think it's going to be working on many areas, many folds, and many directions. I don't know if that's what.
Yeah. So I saw it more as a storage rather than a delivery system. I guess when I originally heard it. But thanks.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Neil Preek. I'm a second-year MBA, and actually worked with the ICICI Foundation in healthcare in India this past summer. And one of the things that you were mentioning earlier is something that definitely, I think, a lot of people acknowledge that many sectors, among which healthcare, is booming in India right now. And there's a lot of private industries growing at very, very rapid paces within the healthcare space. One of the discussions that kind of would come about a lot is that these private industries within healthcare are kind of growing in a siloed way, on their own and not in a cohesive system. Is that a concern that's sort of on your radar, that while a lot of healthcare aspects are growing, but they're not actually growing together, which and could lead to some of the sort of issues that the U.S. is facing with their healthcare system today?
That's what I mentioned, that 80% of the expenditure by the private sector is for people which is less than 20%. And this 20% is basically the problem of lifestyle. Whether it is related to diabetes, hypertension, or cardiac related problems. But the basic problems which are in the rural area are actually not being addressed by the private sector. And wherever I go, I tell the private sector. This morning I had a big meeting with J&J in New Jersey, and I told them that the multinational, they are responsible to their shareholders, but I said you will be surprised when you go to the rural area, there's more money. Because at the end of the day, somebody is going to pay for the bills, whether it is at the governmental level, whether it is at the insurance level, or whether it is a multilateral agency which is going to pay. So ultimately, you are not going to provide a free service. You could provide a subsidized service. So yes, that is an area of huge concern, because the private sector has perhaps, to my mind, not understood what healthcare requirements are there in India. They may have a huge workshop, seminars, and they may have a lot of advertising things, But I personally